Welcome to Love 52. I'm Paul. If you're coming back, welcome back. If this is your first time, then I encourage you to check out the first video. It's from November 8th. You'll need to look up Loving Week 1. That's Loving Week 1. In there, you're going to hear about 4 ingredients of love, and we talked about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And so I encourage you to take a look at it. It's kind of the foundation of Loving 52. So welcome back to those of you who are back. Now, if you subscribe to Love 52, maybe you watched the video in the middle of the week. I did a little short. After talking about eating peanut butter and jelly off of a knife the first day, I thought I might have a little responsibility to give a public safety announcement, a PSA. And so I put that in there. I also just wanted to encourage you in your loving. You're giving yourself interest, time, energy, and attention, making that PBJ. And so hopefully you maybe took a look at that. And if you did, you probably also saw, and if you didn't watch it, new news for you. I've expanded into social media more. I'm now with Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, please follow. It's PBJ_love_52. PBJ_love_52. Please follow. This is a movement. I want us to do this together. Look, Love 52 is not a challenge. I'm not here to challenge you to love. No, because challenge would interfere with some of the authenticity, right? You would be doing it out of challenge, maybe not as much of genuine sincerity. So this is a movement. That's what this is. And we're doing it together. Last week I wanted to introduce you to the movement, Love 52. I wanted to share with you that yes, we've complicated love through the years, but since we're the ones that complicated it, we can be the ones to uncomplicate it. And we're doing that. I wanted to give you the simple formula, what I think is a simple formula for loving, and to help you start with loving you. Look, we're starting with loving ourselves, not just because it's important to love ourselves. Everyone says, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. We've heard it all our lives. Well, I'm starting with loving ourselves because there's no expectations that come with that. If we were loving others, if we were applying these 4 ingredients to others, we'd probably expect the relationship to be improving. We'd expect to see them happy. So there would need to be some kind of expressions by them that we are making them happy. Maybe we would expect them to be reciprocating, and they're not even the ones watching the video. So we're starting with us because then there's no distraction. There's no resentment interfering with this process. So today I want to share with you, how did interest, time, energy, and attention, how did those become the 4 ingredients of loving? See, I was a little, not confused, but I just wanted to know, what are the similarities, commonalities taking place when love is either given to someone who is significant and valuable in our life, or a stranger? Love your enemy, love your neighbor. I mean, loving all these different people. Love is spelled L-O-V-E. Doesn't change. So I wanted to know, what are the commonalities? What are the similarities taking place? So I started observing, working with different people of different ethnicities, walks of life, lifestyle, ages and stages in life, as I mentioned last week. Getting to talk to friends, family who have lived in different countries with different cultural norms. I wanted to find out what is going on. What are the commonalities when love is being given? So through this process, unintentionally, I ended up developing 3 categories of psychological, emotional needs. I think we all have these. Again, I said it last week, I'll say it again today, and I'll say it again in another, probably every video. You do not have to agree with me. I do not have to be right. This is just how I've come to see things, and it's been life-changing for me. I'm only going to give you category 1 today. Details is one of my nicknames because I get carried away. I want to give you all the information at once. Now I'm going to slow it down, and I'm going to give you one category today. The category is titled Understand, or Understood, however you want to use that word. Understand or understood. What does it take to understand somebody? Now, I mean, think broad, not just someone you love or someone that is important in your life. If you were talking to a stranger, if you were talking to someone with a different opinion, what does it take to understand that person? I've decided there's 4 things it takes. Now, understand is only the title. That's not a necessity. Yes, it helps in relationships and it's important, but it's not a necessity. If you don't understand me at the end of today, I'll be okay. 4 things are required to understand somebody, and these are necessities in life, according to me. You might be familiar with them. Number 1, I need to be interested in the individual, the person. Again, this isn't about interest in the topic. It's not about common interest. It's about interest in the person. If I want to understand them, maybe they're talking about something I don't even care about. I have no interest in, or maybe I have a different opinion. I need to be interested in the person in the moment. It's not that I'm interested in the person all the time or all my life. No, in the moment. It could be some stranger that I'm talking to on a street corner. To understand him, I'm interested in him or her in the moment right now. And of course, time. And it's got to be valuable time, so let's just put time and energy together because it's awoken time, it's awakened time, right? It might be enough time to read a text. It might be enough time to read an email. It might be enough time to watch a video. It might be enough time to stand and talk to somebody. The time varies, but time and energy go together right there. To understand them, I have to give it. And then, of course, I got to pay attention, especially if it's not a common interest or if it's a different opinion. I've got to pay attention to understand. We're not talking agree, we're talking understand. Interest, time, energy, and attention. You're familiar with those. See, the same category of psychological needs that we need to be given is definition of love. And love we need to be given. As I just said, we're starting with loving ourselves. We're starting with learning to give interest, time, energy, and attention to ourselves, investing that in us. Look, when we were born, we couldn't do it, so we needed to be given these things in the beginning. Infants can't give interest, time, energy, and attention to themselves. They can't love themselves, right? And then elementary years, well, it's the years of self-centered, the world revolves around me. You know, well, okay, you might know adults still like that, but that's typical, that's part of development, and we take time and energy and all that stuff from everybody else. We don't give it, and we don't give it to ourselves, we just consume it. And then into adolescent years, young adult life, maybe even for some of us still today, we still seek and need or depend on others to give us interest, time, energy, and attention. Necessities. I like it when adults say, oh, don't mind them, they're just doing that for attention. Well, actually, I don't like that they say that. I'm glad they're aware that somebody is needing attention. What I wish they were doing was giving it to them. So, that's category 1. We need to be given those things, and that is what love looks like. We're going to talk more about what love feels like. That's next week. Love looks like those 4 things. We need to give it to ourselves. We're starting there. I told you, PB&J, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Mine, creamy peanut butter, boysenberry jam, apple wood smoked bacon. I'll take any bacon, but that's my favorite for the sandwich. You know, yours is whatever, right? That's like the metaphor, the symbol of love is the sandwich thing, simplicity. But what does it look like to love you? You know, for me, it's maybe doing some art stuff, going for a walk or a jog, going surfing, cooking myself a meal, maybe even watching sports highlights, going to bed at a reasonable time so I can be rejuvenated, engaging, being with people who are important in my life, having boundaries, having a balanced schedule. Those are all examples of interest, time, energy, and attention in me. Some of those I can do daily, some of them I can't, right? You might be thinking some of those just sound like hobbies and interests. Well, they are hobbies and interests, but how I do them and one thing I change turns it into loving me. What's yours? You probably have some common interests that I just said, ways that you can love yourself. Maybe it's also hiking or gardening or sewing or, you know, making friendship bracelets or, you know, whatever it is, reading. Loving ourselves is that simple. And I want us to love ourselves more, because when I love myself more, loving others becomes almost natural. I'm not doing it to use people and feel good about myself. See, I think if I love myself, when I love others, it can be more genuine and authentic. If I do a lousy job investing in me, there's probably times where I feel a void or feel desperation. And so then my loving other people becomes really using them to fulfill my void. But if I love myself, I'm authentic when I'm loving them. So, when we love ourselves, when we love others, it is going to naturally, automatically impact our attitude and our mood. There's enough things we can dwell on that's negative, right? There's plenty of things. This is 2020. I hear it from a lot of people. Or we can focus on things that are positive. We can love more often on purpose. And it will naturally, automatically change our attitude and our mood. It's the ripple effect, right? That's what we're talking about. So, this week, if you didn't make your PB&J yet, don't worry. There's no hurry, there's no rush. Make it when you're ready. Because for some of you, making this PB&J when you're doing it authentically for yourself, this is like the first step for you as far as loving you. And so wait and do it when you're ready. If you've already made your PB&J, if you did that last week, awesome. I hope it was delicious, and I hope you looked at the investment of those 4 things in you so you could experience loving you. And if you've already done it, do it again. Make another one. Or do something else that is incorporating of those 4 ingredients: interest, time, energy, and attention. Yeah, we're just going to keep doing this together. All right? Now, if you notice my social media stuff, I talk about it. I'm learning it. And I've got a cousin and a comrade, Jeff, and he's helping me. So things are going to be improving as time goes on. And so Jeff, I mean, he's loving me by giving me interest, time, energy, and attention. You watching this can be an example of loving yourself, because I'm guessing you're watching because you're interested in you. You want to get something. Time, 15, 16, 17 minutes, whatever. Energy to watch, paying attention to see what can apply to you, how to do it. This can be loving you. All right, I'll talk to you next week. Please subscribe. I'm going to be putting videos up in the middle of the week, so I want you to make sure you get those. And follow me on Instagram, PBJ_love_52. PBJ_love_52. Let's keep doing this. Loving. I'll see you next week.